All right, so we're recording. Again, family, this is just going to be how to identify reversal points in the market so that we can clear more trades because a lot of people aren't really familiar with, like, they hear the term support and resistance a lot, but I feel like a lot of people still are struggling to actually understand and identify support and resistance. So if you think that you're good with identifying support and resistance, drop a 111 in the chat. Right? If you think you're good with support and resistance, drop a 111 in the chat. You could use more practice. Drop a 333 in the chat. Right? My phone's dying. All right, we got a lot of threes up in here. That's crazy. So nobody's good at support and resistance, not one soul. Y'all are so funny. So all right, family, first things first, we're always going to check the news. We're going to check the news because this is going to tell us what's really good in the market. This is not a skip. This is not a step that you want to skip. I don't care how good you think you get at trading. This is still something I do every single time because at one point in time, I was getting a little cocky. I'm like, I got it. I ain't going to check the news. Losing mad trades just to go back and check the news and be like, duh, had I did this one little step, I would have been fine. So we check the news. And the main thing you're looking for, you want to check the time, right? Right now it's about 10:23 a.m. So we want to see if we have any news around 10 a.m. So we see that the USD has an orange folder. That's a little sketchy. And then it also has a red folder at 2 p.m. We really want to avoid, as a novice trader, right? As a new trader, you really want to avoid red folders, right? But as an experienced trader, you're going to live for these because, like I said, all we care about is spikes. So we actually are going to be trading USD today simply because we just are. We just are. I really want to show you guys how to identify reversals and how to use them to capitalize off of clearing. So again, yellow folder or no folder is fine. Orange folder, lower your risk. Red folder, avoid it until you become more experienced. Next thing that you want to do, you don't really want to skip, is you want to go to livecharts.uk, right? Hopefully I clicked the right thing. And this is pretty much going to tell you the currency strength. And I'm going to review this every single time because I don't know when somebody's going to watch this video, whether you're here live or you watch it later. This is helpful to know. So the currency strength, each currency pair has two currencies in it. So Euro GBP is an example of a currency pair. GBP USD is an example of a currency pair. AUD JPY. And if you ever get confused about those, you can just click here, right, to see all the list of the pairs. And why that's important to know, because if the first currency in a currency pair has more bars, that means you're looking at a buying market, right? And if the second currency in the currency pair has more bars, that means you're looking at a market that may be selling, right? And this is helpful to know because even though, like, say for example, we look at a market and it's trending up, it's not going to be going up consistently. It's going to be going up, then it's going to have a little pullback, then it's going to go up, then it's going to have a pullback. But when you look at it overall, you're going to notice that it's an uptrending market. Now, if we know that, why would we even try to really focus on sales in a market that's trending up? We should focus on when it drops down to get in for that buy, the red candle. So that's why the strength is important to know. So you know the overall what's going on in the market, and you can kind of pick your position, whether you're actually going to be buying or selling. So we're going to be using Euro USD, family. And based on the currency strength meter, should this market be buying or selling? Euro USD. All right. We got one. It's 60 people. I need more answers. All right. Thank y'all, family. Thank you. So that would be buying. So we're going to look at Euro USD and we're going to see if this is true. Right. So we're going to come back here. We're going to select if it's paying out fine. We always want it to be paying out over 70% just to make sure we're getting a good return. So everybody go to Euro USD. Broker and which you're using. And then once you're there, all right, so after everybody switches to that, we're going to start with Gold Liberty, of course, because this is the main scanner for HFX. We also do have the Hourglass scanner, which Cashapp comes on. I don't use Cashapp, but nothing against Cashapp, but that is just not found on the Liberty scanner, that strategy. The strategies that we have here are Simple Scalper 2.0, Pickpocket, and Web Slinger. So I think that I'm going to use Which one do I do the least? I'll just use web slinger. I'll just use web slinger. It's the easiest one, and we talking about reversals. So before you select your currency pair, select your strategy first, because then they're gonna make you do it again. So I'm gonna load up my Pickpocket, and this is how it looks. And I'm gonna put my currency pair on Euro USD. Y'all, if I'm breaking up, drop a 444. If I'm good, drop a 111. It says I'm breaking up. All right, y'all said I'm good. Awesome. All right, y'all. So first you select your strategy, then you select your currency pair, then you select your time frame. So I have Pickpocket, Euro USD, 5 minute. So pretty much we're gonna be talking about reversals. Now the reason why I like this strategy is because it's super simple. I'm not gonna go over the confirmations just yet, but I am gonna zoom out to kind of give you guys an idea of support and resistance and how it actually works in this market. Now the market is pretty much going to be repeating itself all the time. Like the market does the same thing over and over and over and over again all the time, which is how traders like me and Z, or any of the educators like D.L. Woods, he's a really good sniper, Millie Mills, Matthew Thayer, how we're actually able to identify these entry points, because we're not finding entry points, right? We're identifying entry points based on something that has already happened in the past. So before we actually get into the confirmations of this strategy, this is more so like a basics training, where I'm going to show you guys how to identify support and resistance, right? So anytime you're looking at the bottom, right, where the market is buying at, just pay attention to this green line, right? That will be support, right? Support is where the sellers try to push the market down, but then this is the place that the market keeps touching and buying from, right? It keeps touching and buying from, right? So just because I zoomed out, we can literally see how candles actually tried to touch this green line, but they weren't able to get past it, right? If you guys can see that, right, you can see all of these candles right here touching this bottom line, right, but not dropping past it, because we don't see any action down here, right? If you guys can see that, drop a yes in the chat. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, once we test an area a certain amount of time, right? Now the market is currently not down here. The market is all the way up here, but that's fine, because we know that if it was to ever drop down here, that would be a good area of support. Support is at the bottom where the market is not able to get past, right? Oh, y'all said I'm breaking up. If I'm breaking up, drop a 444. All right, y'all let me know if I'm breaking up or not. All right, so I'm going to wait. All right, let me know when I'm good, y'all. Okay, I'm good. I usually get a notification if I'm breaking up, so y'all let me know if I'm good. Okay, awesome. So support is at the bottom, right? Support is where the sellers cannot get the price to go down anymore. And resistance is when the buyers can't get the price to go any higher. Now, the reason I zoomed out is just so that y'all can see, like y'all can visually see the support and resistance. Thank you, Sheree. So pretty much we can see this is an area of resistance, right? This is an area of resistance, simply because if we was to start right here, and let me just change the color of this pencil, right? If we were to start right here, right? Just in analysis, when you're trading HFX, you only want to focus on the current candle, right? When you're trading HFX, you only want to focus on the current candle. But I'm just showing you guys this to let you guys know how do you actually identify support, resistance, and reversals so that you can have better entry points. So you need to understand like what you're looking at. You need to understand what you're looking at. So I'm just giving a really wide example, right? So we can see there's another support line right here, right? We see that the sellers were pushing the price down, down, down. But if we literally look right here, we can see that the buyers got the price to go up, right? Price was going up all the way until it, well, let me change the color, all the way until it reached this resistance, right? Price was not able to get higher than that resistance. We don't see any candles past that point. And then what we can see is that the sellers were selling the price and price was going down, 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 down. right? Until it actually reached the support and then it started to buy again, right? So if you notice these areas of support and resistance, you'll never really have a bad entry point because you know where the market pretty much was tested before, right? So this is another good example, right? This is a great area of resistance. Like, let's just pretend we're doing entry zones from yesterday. I don't understand your question about if it stays in those lines. If you notice, the market doesn't really go outside of the super trend line. Like, that's why it's called the super trend, because it's telling you this is the highest point of resistance and this is the lowest point of support. So if I draw my resistance right there, I can clearly see, right, how the buyers, we had our support line down here, right? The market was buying up, it was buying up, it was buying up, it was buying up, it was buying up, right? The buyers got the price to go all the way right there, right? Until it ran into its first area of resistance. The sellers said, no, we're not letting you guys go any higher than that. So if we were in the market at this time, we would have said, once the market gets to this point, which looks at like 867, we would have said, okay, 867 or higher sell, simply because we can visually see that the market was not able to break past that point. But what we can identify is that this is a buying market, so we should be focusing on the buys, because look, again, price went up, 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 up. It hit a resistance, then it went down, 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 down. It hit a support, right? And that's why I like the super trend line, because the super trend line is literally pointing out these areas of support and resistance for you. So I'm just going to highlight the super trend line in green, right? I'm going to highlight it in green because it's always going to tell you where your areas of support and resistance are. So again, this is a buying market because we're going up, we're hitting resistance, then we're coming back down. But we're going back up, right? We're hitting the resistance and then we're coming back down, right? Then we're going up. And as we can see, what's about to happen right now, family, let me just zoom out so that you guys can see what is happening right now. Is the market hitting a current support? I mean, is the market hitting a new support, or is it hitting a new resistance? Okay, thank you, Erica. Resist. Okay, exactly. So if the market is, we're going to onto line, because that is where your entry point. It says I'm breaking up. Second, y'all. I'm not sure why this thing keep breaking up like this today. I'm probably gonna have to restart my internet or something again. It's just, I don't know. It's always doing this to me. But if I'm good, let me know. Okay, am I good? Okay. Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. But anyway, um, so yeah, pretty much, family, we can see that the market is now reaching a new area of resistance, right? Now you can put as many of these horizontal lines on your chart as you want, because once you're able to identify the areas of support and resistance, I promise you, like, your life becomes 100 billion, gazillion, million, trillion, whatever's after that times easier, right? So we can clearly see that although the market, again, although the market was buying, right? This is an uptrending market. Let's just double check, right? Let's just go back to the currency strength meter just to double check if this market is buying, because I forgot what it said. But this is going to confirm our very first analysis, Euro USD. Euro USD. Look, family, the Euro has more bars than the USD, and the market is actually buying. So that's why you need to actually check the currency strength meter, because it'll tell you, or it'll give you an idea into what's going on before it actually happens. So if you guys are understanding support and resistance so far, and it's making sense, just drop a 777 in the chat. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Oops, why do I keep doing that? All right, cool, y'all. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to get into a trade example. Of course, I recommend you using your demo account if this is a training session, but I cannot control y'all or tell y'all what to do. But as we can see, we have a new area of resistance. So what are we going to do? We're going to put our horizontal line where we see the market is starting to resist. Now, a lot of people ask about wicks. Do I pay attention to the body or do I pay attention to the wick? You can do both, because we can see that that's where price tried to go, right? We can clearly see, like, let me just go back to the past for 2 seconds. Now we got another area of resistance right here. And if it's helpful to you, I just make my lines black. So the color's not clashing with anything on my screen. But if you want to make it your top line's red and your bottom line's blue, so you know, okay, when it hits that point, sell, when it hits that point, buy. We can see right here, we can literally see right here that price was trying to go higher, right? That's why the wicks are important, because this would be your entry zone, right? We know that this red line right here is the strongest area of resistance, but the wicks are literally telling you how high price tried to go. So not only would you have a resistance line at the top where you actually see your super trend line, but you will also have a wick. I mean, you also have a line at the very top of the wick. So that's creating 2 points for you, right? So you can do that, or you can do like I showed you guys yesterday. And once you see something like this happening, because remember, say for example, we get in for a sell at 954 or higher, but then the market actually ends up closing at 958, and we like, damn, that sucks. But if we would have just created an entry zone, like I showed you guys yesterday, we would have known that although that is the actual highest price of resistance, price has the potential to actually push anywhere into this area, right? If that makes sense, y'all, and y'all understand that, and it's all making sense now, drop a 333 in the chat. Right. So what I like to do typically is I'll mark up my charts. If you guys are like veterans and you met me with me when I used to teach, like I literally used to recreate this entire strategy, tell you what the inputs are, tell you what colors, like we used to be going in. Like my education is still very thorough, but it's not as thorough as it was, which is kind of wild. We see happening right here, family. We know that it's at our highest resistance, but then we also see that it has the potential higher, which so the tree box right there. Let's get our lines up in right. So now we can sell at 082 there, 80 072 080. This breaking up thing is really annoying me, y'all, because I lose my train of thought too fast. Am I still breaking up? Am I breaking up or am I good? Like I get distracted too fast. So I'm gonna keep going. So we can identify the reversals. We can identify reversals. Find the reversals. We know we can either use. I'm gonna just break it down, right? Now that we know that, right? We know that we can either put a horizontal line right there. Like always, what you want to do is put a horizontal line at first, so you can know what your first entry point is. So our first entry point is going to be 076, right? 076 or higher for the sell. That's going to be our very first trade idea. 076 or higher for the sell. So if and when you guys get into that trade, am I sharing my screen? If and when you please let me know, because that will be our first area. Now, if the market continue to push past our strongest area of resistance, is going to get into these areas or zones where it was tested at before, which is why you have these wicks here. And that's where the boxes come into play. The boxes don't give you one entry point. They give you one entry zone. So you know you have a horizontal line at the bottom of the box, because we know if you touch that line, it's going to sell. You want to have one in the middle of the box, because you have 3 entry points for the sell, and you know exactly where the market is trying to go if it breaks past your first area of resistance, right? So now we know we're still waiting for 076 or lower, right? That's what we're waiting for to get into this trade. So let's see what's going on. All right, there we go. 076 or higher. I got in at 083. If and when you guys get into the trade, drop your entry points into the chat. Are you guys are in at 077? That's not bad at all. 081, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And again, 083. Okay. All right. So pretty much everybody cleared or broke even. Oh, let me see if my thing won't close. So let me know if y'all cleared or if y'all broke even, right? Some people cleared, some people broke even, some people got spiked out. Let me know if y'all cleared. All right, we got some clears. You're still in, but it's looking like a clear, Bree. Well, I don't know what your entry point was, Bree. Let me see if I can go back. Oh, 083. All right. I don't know how much time you got left, but let's see. All right. Who else got entry points? Because y'all about to clear as well. I'm gonna just wait until everybody clears. Everybody goes, chairman. All right, so for my people that are still in the trade, once you clear, just drop some blue faces in the chat, just so I can know what's going on. Awesome, 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 awesome sauce. So pretty much everybody cleared. And all we literally did was find. Hold on, I need to move this. All we literally did was figure out what was going on in the market, set our resistance points, family, between your scanner and the adoption, because we can clearly see that this blue candle, right? Let me just zoom in. Oh, maybe I can't zoom in anymore. Oh, wait, 1 second, y'all. All right, we can clearly see that this blue candle has broken past our first resistance at 0.76 and is clearly trying to climb to our second resistance, which is about midway in our resistance zone to about 0.86 or higher, right? So this is why zones are important, because imagine if we would have just had, right, if we would have just had our one line there, we probably would have lost the trade and got spiked out. But now we know that this entire thing is an area of resistance and the market is climbing. Now, because it actually went past the second resistance, we're going to wait for it to get to the third resistance at 0.000 or higher, right? 0.000 or higher, right? So this is making sense, family. It's about to go there. It's about 4 points. So we went 0 or higher. If this is making sense, just drop an easy in the chat. And is that Kimmy? Kimmy, if it is Kimmy, you know I only do 1 minute. All right, so we got in. Sheesh, look at that spike. That is so freaking deep. But let's go back and look at our candle and see what's happening. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, it says I'm breaking up, y'all. It says I'm breaking up. Let me drop this in the chat. All right, y'all. So as we can see, we still, if you got into the trade, well, I got into the trade at 9. Y'all, my screen actually froze, so I'm not really going on. Yeah, it's not counting down. Yeah, my screen is not counting down. Hold on. Pocket option be so mad when we clear. Like, they be so freaking mad. All right, let me share my screen again. All right, awesome, y'all. So this is clearly looking like a spike out, but that's completely okay because if we go back to our Liberty scanner, right, we can see, and I saw it. Please let me log in and not tell me I'm already logged in. All right, awesome. So if somebody cleared, that's good. I think I was using Pickpocket. Let's go back to that, right? You cleared at 129. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. That means you guys caught it when it really spiked up. But if you're using your Liberty scanner, you would have been able to see that the candle had broke way past our resistance, and that our entry point would have not been invalid. I mean, it would have been invalid. You would have noticed. Destiny, I have a lot of videos on this. I've been teaching this for about 6 months straight. If you've been on like pretty much all the trainings and you are taking notes and you're applying it right away, then this should really be a refresher. It really shouldn't be anything new. So just maybe go watch some other videos. Go maybe watch the basics videos on I Am Academy. I know the candlesticks video is like 115. The support resistance is HFX 121. So you may just need to revisit the basics because this is just a refresher. Yeah, I took a lesson. It didn't put me in when I wanted. It held me by processing. We can. Did you know that the spike was coming? Well, no, I didn't know the spike was coming. That's why you literally want to go back and forth. That's why you really want to go back and forth between your scanner and between your pocket option thing. Like you don't just want to stay on your pocket option and you can't simply use pocket option, right? Because look, we would have noticed that this was coming, right? We would have saw that that candle was happening if we would was going back and forth. So now we're just going to take it from the top, of course, and find another trade idea. We got a red candle. We can see the market was climbing, right? I'm just reviewing it again. We can see that this was a buying market. The market was climbing, 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 and now it's hitting another area of resistance where the buyers are running out of power and they don't want to go up anymore, right? So we're going to put a horizontal line where our thin black line is and the candles meet, right? And then if you would like to do this as well, you can use a rectangle to put a box for your entry zone, right? If it's a selling zone for resistance, you want to make sure it's red so that you don't confuse yourself. And if it's a buying zone, of course, you want to make it blue. You want to put your 3 horizontal lines, and then you just want to wait for the market to get to one point or the other. So we can see that our first area of resistance is going to be 133 or higher. The next one is going to be 140, and the next one is going to be 148. And remember to add 5 points to each of the things, right? To each of the things. So, and this is the last tip I'll give y'all just in regards to finding trades. Okay, so we know that this market is selling, right? It's clearly setting up for a sell. We got the red candle at the red line. We got a really nice resistance going on. Now what we can do, and this is just the easiest way to create a zone. Just first of all, you can write this down. The easiest way to create a zone is to focus on the current candle, right? And you're gonna do 2 things. Really one thing. You're going to put a horizontal line at the top of that candle for the sell, and you're going to put a horizontal line at the bottom of that candle for the buy, right? Because we know, because we check the news, that this is a buying market. The sell is a little suspicious, right? The sell is really nothing but a pullback. The sell is nothing but a break in the trend, right? Like the market wants to go up, but we had a break in the trend right there. We had a break in the trend right there, a break in the trend right there, a break in the trend, right? So all the market is doing right now is trying to break the trend. So you also want to have your support zone ready as well. So we know that if the market was to drop down, so we can have one right there. Well, the bottom of the candle is now right there. And then you can put one right there. So now we know that we should be able to buy at, you want to do 5 numbers from this number. So that's 7, 0, 7, 8 or lower for a buy, right? And if it drops past that, it's going to be going to 0.55, right? So we want to go 0.80 or lower for a buy. If and when you guys get into the because that is what our scanner is showing. But remember, go back and forth, because you want to know, we have a sell symbol. We want to see if it's getting close to other resistance. We want to see if it's actually going to break past our first support, right? If it's going to break past our first support and actually go down to the second support, which is at 0.5, like it's trying to do, right? It looks like it's lying, so we know we're things there, right? And the cool thing is, sorry, y'all, it says I'm breaking up. So it says I'm breaking up. Nah, this thing is frustrating. Like, y'all don't understand how fast I get distracted. Like if I'm talking, I really can't even remember like the last thing I said if it's breaking up, because it pops up on the screen and says it's breaking up. So if I'm good, or am I breaking up? Okay, I'm good. All right, y'all. So that's pretty much just like the gist of what we're gonna do today. We ain't gonna I don't want to confuse y'all, but this is just something really helpful to know. Identify, right, the reversals in the market. You'll have a much better time at clearing. And you can create as many of these zones as you want, which is pretty cool. Like, of course, we did another area of resistance from the past. So of course, what we gonna do? We're gonna get our little rectangle. We're gonna put that
Family, I think it kicked her out of Zoom. Just give her a second to join Zoom back again and we will get started. It's okay. Have some patience. Anytime we making money, it always just acts up. She is logging back in. Oh, she just came back in, y'all. You should be able to. Tasha,
Oh,
can you hear us?
yes. Can y'all hear and
Okay.
see me?
We could see you and hear you. Well, I could see you and hear you.
All right, let me just mute everybody now. Thank you, T. Yeah, I'm really about to wrap this training up, y'all. I'm getting very, very, very frustrated with the internet, and I literally cannot teach like this. I can't even think straight when this is happening. Like, I really get distracted too fast. It's just not working out for me. So I'm about to wrap the training up. I just want to finish my last thought, which I don't even remember like where I was going, but yeah. So give me 1 second because this is really, really, really stressing me out because I need my internet all day. So give me 1 second, y'all. But all right. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I really don't even know what I was saying. Um, but yeah, pretty much I think I was saying that you can create different zones based on you can create different zones based on other I'm sorry, y'all. I'm very frustrated. You can create other zones based on the other areas of resistance. So we have one right there, which was the highest one we was using before. And then of course, as the market continues to drop, you would just create these other areas of resistance as well. So first, put your line right there, where you see the super trend is at, and then you would want to put your box, right? You would want to put your box where you see these wicks at. So now you have your sell zone. And again, you could just do this as many times as you want. Again, as the market continues to drop, we can see that there's another area of resistance right here, right? We can see that there's another area of resistance right here. So you'll always be able to know, okay, when it gets to this point or higher or lower, I should sell, right? That's what you would know. So let me actually delete that box. So pretty much we would just either wait until it pushes up to this line. You can also like make that a buy zone. Make that a buy zone because we got some wicks right there. And then just put your lines. All right, it's dropping too fast, so we ain't gonna do no buy. So pretty much it look like it's about to push down into our other sell zone, which is about right there. So let me just get my line set up before we actually miss it. We're gonna put one right there. We're gonna put one right there, and we're gonna put one right there. So now we know. Oh, this is a buy zone. Sorry, y'all. This is buying because it's at the bottom. If it's at the bottom, it's buying. If it's at the top, it's selling. So we just gonna turn it blue. So we know that the lowest place we could get in for a buy would be at 970 or lower for a buy. And if it drops down to 970, it's going to go down to 960. So we're going to go to Euro USD. And we're going to wait for we're going to wait for 970 or lower for a buy. But if it starts acting mad crazy, and it drops mad crazy, we're just going to wait. So again, go back and forth between your scanner and your chart to see where your sell is at. We see we got some sells, but we got to wait all the way until it gets all the way up there. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just wait for the drop. One, because we know it's a buying market, and two, we can clearly see that the market is getting closer to the buy line, which is 970 or lower. So if and when you guys get into the trade, just let me know. All right, it's at 970 right now. It's at 968. Oh my God. I got in at 972. I got in at 972 and I was trying to get in at 969. So if you guys got into the trade, just drop your entry points into the chat. All right, I got in at 972. All right, 965. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, and look, the market is really climbing up there, y'all. It's really climbing up there. And remember, if we go back to our chart, it erased because I got knocked out. But we know that our area of resistance is at 000 or higher, right? We know that we had an area of resistance at 000 or higher. But we know we should focus on these buys. It looks like we're about to clear this by a nice little 20-point clear, which is really good for me. Y'all know I need at least 10 points to feel comfortable in the trade. So now, awesome. So now it's pushing back up to our other area of resistance. You can also get in for a sell since we know it's valid. And now we're actually in profit on both. So I'm in profit on my buy by 26 points, which is amazing. And then I'm also going to clear in this sell as well if the market drops back down to the 980s or 970s. But if that makes sense, family, if that makes sense, and you really think that this training was helpful, just drop an easy in the chat. And let's just see what happens because I'm still in profit on my sell as well. Yeah, this is very easy. It's very easy. I got it for the sell at 005. Okay, cleared at 069. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome, family. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up this training. I need to really figure out what's going on my internet because I have too many things to do today for this thing to be acting like this. But I will post this video in the Money Mantra channel whenever it gets to my email. It typically takes about an hour. But let's see what happens with this trade because we do have about 20 seconds left. It's looking like a clear if the market does not shoot up to the 40s, right? It's looking like a clear if it doesn't shoot up to the 40s, right? So let's see what happens. I have about 5 seconds left. I'm at break even. I just need a little bit of a drop, but okay. So it looks like it's about to shoot to the 040s, like 041 or higher, but that's fine. That's fine. Let me stop recording this. All right, family. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for learning something. Make sure you tag me on Instagram and tag Christopher Terry so he can get me a job at I Am Academy. I'm trying to be an educator, right? So you want to tag me and you want to tag Christopher Terry, right? And tell him that you're learning. Tell him that the products work. And yeah. That's it, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Oh, wait. I got to stop recording this.